Let's talk to Andrew Montford, Deputy Director of Net Zero Watch, because, of course, he can tell us perhaps more about GB Energy, which Jim Miliband didn't seem to know very much about. Andrew, very good morning to you.
Morning, Mike.
I tried to get some sense out of that Labour minister, but he didn't seem to know very much. I said to him, when is GB Energy going to be up and running? He couldn't tell me. But he talks about running the foundations and, you know, sorting out devolution and all the rest of it. But GB Energy's a load of old cobblers, isn't it? It's a sham.
It is a sham. It's a way to sort of burn money, basically.
Right.
They're going to invest, they say, in sort of what they might call cutting edge technologies, and you and I might call pie in the sky. So, you know, we're talking about things like floating wind farms and hydrogen and all this sort of nonsense, carbon capture, that sort of stuff that basically has no real world future at all. But they're going to throw billions and billions of pounds at it, and, you know, you're going to pick up the tab. Yeah, it's a sham.
Yeah, it really is. And, I mean, as far as the whole business of, you know, the energy cap, the £300 that we were going to save, but we're now not going to save, let's have a look at what Starmer said in April, and then Miliband on Friday. Starmer first.
Now, clean British power is, you know, renewables, which is about a third of the price of fossil fuels at the moment, and that ought to bring down the household bills by about £400 for each bill. But that's a permanent drop. This is the big difference, I think.
A permanent drop. It's not the big difference, actually, because we haven't had a permanent drop. We've just had a permanent rise. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It doesn't even sound like he knows what he's talking about. Here's Miliband on Friday.
This was based on independent modelling, yes, up to £300. That's what we said.
And instead, that's not true either. I mean, do any of these people know what the truth is?
Starmer's thing about renewables is a third of the price of fossil fuels. I mean, this is just blatant. Well, let's call it what it is. It's
BS.
Lying.
It's rubbish, isn't it?
It is absolutely a lie.
Yeah.
You just go and need to see what they're paying out to renewables under the subsidy schemes, and you realise that it just cannot be true. So, you know, I guess it's an improvement on what they were saying before the election, when they were saying that renewables were 9 times cheaper rather than 3 times cheaper. So it's not as big a lie as the lies they've been telling before, but yeah, it just isn't true.
Right.
The reality of it is, they can save very little money in terms of reducing our burn of gas, because we don't spend very much on gas.
Right.
And we're adding tens of billions of pounds to the energy bills of the country every year with the way he's going. So there is only one way bills are going, really, and that's up.
And that's up. And what about what's he doing in Norway today? What's that going to release? Exactly.
Well, I have no idea. He may be pleading with the Norwegians to keep sending us electricity when the wind isn't blowing, because of course the Norwegians have lots of hydropower. Yeah. And they're very unhappy because their prices are being pushed up by ours, because we're running our electricity grid in such a stupid way. Yeah. And they are talking quite seriously about cutting the interconnectors. That would be very, very dangerous for us, because when the wind didn't blow, well, there'd be a serious chance that the lights would go out. So, yeah, he's probably pleading with them not to do that.
Right, probably. Who knows? I mean, all I can say is that the prices will just continue to keep going up. Andrew, we've got to run, sorry. We're a bit short for time. Deputy Director of Net Zero Watch.